Hi there everybody, Ollie here, aka Secret Nimbus here, another episode of Test Pack Please Ignore. So at the end of my last episode, apparently I just accidentally uploaded a screenshot. What the hell? Why is it just uploaded it to Imager? I have no idea. I think I pressed an accidental button and for some reason it's just uploaded it to Imager. I have no idea why. It's just going to have taken a picture of just this big turbine running for some crazy reason. I don't even know which button I pressed or where that's been uploaded to, but I'm assuming it's some kind of like central Test Pack Please Ignore server maybe? I don't know. I've never done that before. That was a total accident. But yeah, let's carry on with today's episode. So in the last episode, I started automating a couple of things for my fusion reactor. I'm going to take a little bit of a break from that today, and what I'm going to be doing is I fancy setting up. So what you can see here, let me kind of go off on a tangent for a second. It's a big turbine. So basically what I've built here is it's got like turbine blades, blocks of a material. It produces energy from steam, and I basically create steam from this big reactor, kind of this small little big reactor here which produces steam. Water goes in, stuff comes out. A bit like that. So you burn uranium, it turns water into steam, and then the steam gets pumped into this big turbine here which produces redstone flux at about 1.2 redstone flux per tick. Now what I want to do today is set up a couple of things, and first things first, what I want to set up is a railcraft boiler, and the reason for that is that I've got tons and tons of charcoal that I'm not using at all. I've got almost 200,000 charcoal and not even using it. So what I want to do is start using that to turn it into steam, and then what I can then do is utilize that steam and run it through a couple of big reactors, big turbines, and produce some redstone flux. So I thought it'd be a good use of my time. Just realized if you look through this, look through the big reactor at those tesseracts, it's actually missing the textures. That is really weird. Never noticed that before. So just like looking through there, and it's actually detexturing, which is rather bizarre, but yeah, just a little tidbit there. So yeah, how do I set up a railcraft steam boiler? So first things first, what I'm going to need is an aqueous accumulator, because I need to be able to provide it with water. So let me just double check that I definitely don't have any spare, which I don't. So I'm going to need an aqueous accumulator. So here we go. Can I build on them? Nope, because I'm missing half the stuff necessary. How much glass have I got left? Loads, and it's just not enough items, just not being happy with me. So let's chuck on a U in. We'll chuck in a pneumatic servo. There we go. And then have I got everything? No, I still need the gears. There we go, 2 tin gears. And I think I'm just missing glass then, so oops, daisy, there we go, glass and glass. We've made ourselves an aqueous accumulator. Fantastic, very nice. So what I'm going to need to do next is then what I need to start making the boiler. So this is what's going to provide me with all the water inside the boiler. You only need one aqueous accumulator. Will actually provide enough water for several boilers, but I'm just going to be using it for one boiler for now, and then maybe use it for a second boiler in future. But let's start making the boiler. So we're going to need so you can either run it off liquid or solid fuel. So if you've got like industrial crafts oil, which you're turning into kind of like petrol or whatever it is, you can then what's the word I'm looking for? So you can actually run it off like a liquid fuel. We're going to run it off solid fuel, as I've got like I said, I've got a metric ton of charcoal, so absolutely loads. So I'm going to be making solid fuel fireboxes, so basically something that will be able to burn the solid fuel that I want, and then you can either make it out of coal or so you need these fire charges to make each one of these solid fuel boilers. So I need to make this recipe 3 times, like so. That should allow me to build the 9 solid fuel fireboxes I need. There we go, marvellous. And then what we also then need is, if we go for high pressure, there we go, high pressure boiler tanks. I think you've also got like GregTech ones, which are for when you go through the whole like Bronze Age and then Iron Age and stuff like that, which we kind of totally bypassed in this mod pack, as you didn't have to go through it because of the way it's set up. So we need to make these high pressure boiler tanks, and I'm going to make a full size one, which I believe is 36. So we need 36 of these high pressure boiler tanks now. So let me grab 36. Hopefully I've got enough steel plates already crafted in the system. I should have. Here we go. Marvellous. So I've got 36 boiler tanks. I'm also going to need a couple of buckets of water, and apparently I'm almost out of buckets, so let me craft myself up a bucket. I'm just being lazy here. I have no idea why, but and wow, this is not going to make it easy, is it? Come on, there we go. There we go, just create a couple of buckets. Apparently I've been using them up in recipes, so it's worthwhile just creating a couple more. So what we're going to do is grab a little bit of water from outside, like so. See, I made a sugarcane farm here. Reason for that is so that I can make more production upgrades, I think, for the bees. So I needed like a load of sugarcane, and I didn't have any, so I thought I'd just start growing stuff around the lake, around the outside of my base. So, where were we? So yeah, we wanted to start setting up the boiler. So if we do, so we get some marble, like so, just make it look nice. So what we're going to do is build it over here. I'm probably going to build it in this corner. Should be alright. So I need to make a 3x3 like so. And what I'm going to do is put the 8 crease accumulator down. I'm just going to take my watch off. It's really irritating me as I record. So the 8 crease accumulator needs to go down there. What I also need to do is make sure that I've got enough space for water on either side. So let me just extend this out a wee bit. There we go. So that is going to be where the water will go. So we'll just plonk that down there and there. What we can then start doing is simply just putting down these solid fuel fireboxes on top of the 8 crease accumulator, which will provide it with water once we finish making it. And then what we need is to grab the tank. So we're going to make this 4 high. So 1, 2, oops, daisy, 2, come on, 3, and 4. So that's about as high as it will go anyway. So then we need to start building this up like so. This is a nice multi-block structure, as you can see. This modern Minecraft is just full of multi-block structures nowadays. I remember the days where machines used to be simple and multi-block structures were kind of like very extreme late game stuff. Am I missing one? Have I put one down somewhere by accident? Because I seem to be missing one, which is weird. I have counted right. Did I get 36? Unless it glitched out. I think it glitched out a little bit. Oh, hang on. I think when I tried to place it down for some reason, it's like glitched out. So, oh no, there it is. It's in my inventory again. So apparently, yeah, it was a bit of a glitch. So very weird. So we can then put that down there, and that completes the multi-block structure. If we open it up, we should, in theory, yep, it's filling up with water, which is exactly what we want. So now we need to somehow put charcoal in there. So what we're going to do is just start grabbing some ME cabling. We also then need an ME basic export bus will be fine, as we're only going to be putting charcoal in it. So if we grab some charcoal like so, what we need to do is then just run some ME cabling probably down this way. I think if I would somehow have connected it up to this router setup, I could have just done it that way, but it's not the end of the world. So what we're going to do is hopefully we should have just enough ME cable here to kind of run it down to the, here we go, we're almost there. Then we just need to run it downwards. Oops, so daisy, apparently did it one too high. Put any basic import bus. We don't want gold ore going in there, obviously. We want charcoal. So we go. So now charcoal is being inputted. So I need to get rid of that. There we go. Oop, it's fell down. Pick you up. So as you can see, it's filling up with charcoal, it's burning, and then what this will start to do is it will start to heat up. So we'll be watching this temperature gauge. Once it starts to get up to about 100 degrees C, that's when it will start producing steam. It won't produce any yet, so we'll just fill it with water as it starts heating up. We've got tons of charcoal, so we're not exactly worried about this running out. I remember for my what's the word I'm looking for? I remember for my Unhinged world, I just was running out of charcoal so much by the end of the game, and because I was basically relying just on steam power to run all my base. But now, because I'm obviously running most of it off big reactors, this is just going to be a nice secondary little thing to run the base off of, just to kind of generate a little bit more power. So all we're using it is just generate some steam. As you can see, it's heating up quite quickly as we've got plenty of fuel to go in there. That's always more problematic getting it fired up if you've not got a steady source of fuel, such as the charcoal, but that's not a problem for us. So what do we need to do now? So now I want to make myself the big turbine. So let's have a look at the big turbine. Like I said, I think I set that one up off camera. I was just experimenting around with it, and then I don't think I ever did an episode on big turbines. So apparently big turbine isn't working. Let's just try big reactor. There we go. So let's go search for all the big reactor mod stuff. So what we're going to need? So we're going to need, it's very similar to big reactors, a couple of slightly different things. So first of all, so we still need turbine housing as opposed to reactor housings, instead of reactor casing, sorry. So we've got reactor casing, turbine housings. We are going to need a turbine controller, which I think we can make. We've got plenty of plutonium, which is quite nice. So we're going to need one of them. We're going to need a turbine power port, I think. Is that same as a power tap? I think it is. So let's grab, yep. So we need one of you. We also need a fluid port to input the steam, which apparently we are missing some turbine housing. So let me make, say, just what I'm missing from that. I'm missing cyanide. Oh, crap. Let me kind of turn off my cyanide reprocessor for a second. So let me just turn you off, as I don't want cyanite going in there for now. This will produce cyanite fairly rapidly, hopefully, as I do need a bit just for making turbine housings. I need cyanite, so I'm hoping that... Have you got some here? I've got one cyanite there. I'm hoping that this is going to produce some cyanite, and these reactors over here will produce some cyanite. Apparently I'm using far less power than I was recently, as it's kind of my energy buffers are almost filling up again, so I think I'm starting to wind down on the amount of energy that I'm using. So I think if this has stopped, which I think it has by the looks of things, I figured out where all my what's the word I'm looking for, cells were going. They were going in kind of a couple of these ones because they were running out of water, so then they were just kind of like building up. Now I seem to have that water source. Oh, so we've got like 63 there, 47 there. So these are the ones running out of water. So I think I found the problem is that they start to stack up on industrial electrolyzers where they run out of water. So that's a bit of a problem. So we have to make sure that when I actually get around to running my fusion reactor, that they're all nicely sourced with water and that there isn't too much of a backlog. So this will start to kind of backlog now, but I think the amount of power being used is kind of going down because I'm not really making that much chrome anymore. Titanium's still running quite a lot. The tungsten's still going, but other machines aren't really being used as much, so I'm starting to get a bit of a backlog in power. I think even all of these redstone energy conduits, these steam dynamos even are actually filling up quite nicely with power as well. So there we go. So we're up to 44 degrees C. It's all full of charcoal, which is quite nice. Not produced any steam yet. Not surprising, as it's not up to 100 degrees C. Dropped a few frames there. So where were we? Do we have any more cyanite in the system now? We've got 4. Excellent. So that's what I like to see. So I'm going to make as many turbine casings as I can. So we'll just make 24 for now. Where were we? So I've made a power port. We also need a fluid port. There we go. So that's going to input the steam from the... what's the word I'm looking for? Input the steam from the... From the steam boiler. That's what I'm looking for. Just to double check what else I need. So yeah, we've got power port, controller. I think I need a... What's the word I'm looking for? I need to make a rotor bearing goes at the very end. So let me just double check that I've made that. So what was it? Rotor bearing. Yep, just need the one of these. Goes right at the very end. Apparently I need to make a turbine rotor shaft, which requires more cyanite. Great. So I'm running out of cyanite quite quickly. There we go. Apparently I've been reprocessing it quite a bit, and I didn't realise that I'd actually need it for this episode. I had like 64 in here, took it all out, and then put it all in there to process into cyanite, and now I'm apparently running out, so I don't know if there's any other way of making cyanite off the top of my head, but so here we go. So we've made ourselves a turbine rotor bearing, so I think that's everything we need. We're also going to need a couple of these turbine rotor shafts, so they'll be going down the middle of the turbine. So how much cyanite are we making? Are we still making it? We're still making it at kind of a reasonable rate. So any other way of making cyanite a bit quicker? Let me have a quick look. So I forgot that you needed cyanite from a big reactor to... Ah, excellent. I can combine yellorium with sand and actually make cyanite. That's fairly cool. How do I get cyanite? Is there any other way of making cyanite dust? No, it's literally just from cyanite. So that's cool. So I can actually combine yellorium with sand and get cyanite that way. That's pretty cool. So... I do have some yellorium here, so I could just make kind of like 32, grab some sand, apparently need 32 sand. There we go, start crafting that up, and I can actually turn that into some cyanite, which is quite nice. So what we also need is no, I don't want reactor, I want turbine. So we can start setting up the turbine as well. I'm not sure how much glass I'm going to use for these ones, but we'll see how it goes. So let's set it up. So it's not touching that one, so I want it around here somewhere, I think. So I want it kind of reasonably close to that one. So let me just kind of like start laying this out. How wide do I want it? I want a similar width to... Well, you don't need it any wider than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't need it any wider than 5, as you only need a 3 by 3 area to actually hold the turbine. I think you can make it wider, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that yet or whatever. I'm going to have to like do some research about making it bigger and stuff like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's all right for now. Like I said, I could make it like up to 7, I think. Is there an option to do that? Let me just have a quick look. Does it tell me? No, of course it doesn't tell me. So I think I could possibly make it bigger by putting more of these blocks in, but I think this is probably the most efficient one, and I just need to kind of design it to be so. So I'm going to need a fair amount of... so where's that sand? There we go. So yeah, 32 cyanite, so we can actually make a bit more. So where's the turbine? What's the one I'm looking for? Like, what's it called? It's called turbine glass. That's what I'm looking for. There it is. So that does require turbine housing. So I'm going to have to make a fair amount of this. So let me just make kind of like a stack for now. Apparently I can only make 32 because I'm missing graphite. There we go. Chuck in a stack of that, and then we'll make as much more as we can of this. So there we go. That should be fine for now. So hopefully we can start laying this out. So obviously I'm going to need to make a base for the big turbine. It needs to be quite rigid. Got zombies upstairs trying to break in. So this is going to be the base of my big turbine. So I want to make it slightly longer, I think. Here we go. Is it going to pop in? Nope, it's not, which is annoying. So I'm just wondering how much longer I want this. I want it reasonably long, so let's make a little bit more. There we go. So I think that'll be long enough. So then what we need to do is make it 5 high as well. 1, 2. Oops, a daisy. That was a mistake. Break you down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There we go. So we have to do this all around. Oops, a daisy. Ow! Jesus Christ, that was dumb of me. Apparently it was high enough. Whoops, a daisy. So we can just build that along. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's weird. I thought I saw a graphical glitch there. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. That zombie's really annoying me. I'm going to have to go kill it in a minute. There we go. Got that down. So I'm going to have to go kill that zombie wherever he is. He's really bugging me. All I can hear is that door breaking. So are you here? Nope, it's the other side. Of course it is. I'm going to just go sleep for the night quick. Just so. Oh, God's sake, apparently there's monsters nearby. Right. Piss off. Right, die already. Leave me in peace. Apparently I've got like mobs. I don't know if they're like in this kind of corridory bit here or not, but whatever. They'll be fine. They're not harming me at all. Where were we? So yeah, I was in the middle of building my big turbine. So we kind of build this along. Oops, a daisy. Oh, come on. I do actually want them there, so that's not too much of a problem. Here we go. There we go. So I think that's all set up like that. So we need to fill the top in as well. So we're going to need a few more turbine housings. How much cyanide we got left at the moment? 22. Marvellous. So that's loads. We just create 64 more. Apparently I've run out of graphite, but this should, in theory, be enough to finish off this this turbine. I hope. Here we go. Marvellous. So what we then need to do is start to put down things such as... what do we need? We need the power port. So this can go down there. We need the controller. That can go down there. What I'll do is I'll put the fluid port here on this side. Just put it in the middle. Should be fine. And then we need the turbine rotor bearing. That's going to need to go somewhere in the middle. So let me do that. So that'll go down that end. Marvellous. So this will be the very end of my big my big turbine even, sorry. I'm just going to build that up like so. I think I might have got away with this being slightly longer, to be fair, but so then what I'm going to do is start to fill this in with some turbine glass so we can see inside. What I'm probably going to do is... Wow, this takes a little while to break. There we go. Leave that end kind of not glassed, so only glass up the bit where I actually want to see the blade, I suppose. And then, so what I also need to do, let me go back to shiny. So what I'm going to do is the way I'm going to... So at the moment with this turbine, I've been using, I think, like bronze or something like that, which isn't that efficient. So the way I'm going to be doing it with this one is, I think, I'm going to be using these shiny... these blocks of shiny metal. So I need to just kind of like build this up a little bit. Let me have a quick look. So where's my shiny... So I need to just smelt this up quick. Hang on, let me find a mechanism machine. Drop this in here. So that's going to smelt up real quick. I've been pulverizing it down to create iridium, but what I'm going to do is just smelt it up quick to make some more. And the reason for that is I've got like 1,000 of it, so I do need more of it to make this turbine. So what I'm going to do, like every time I want to make up a block, I'll just kind of craft 64 and then bring it backwards on. It's kind of 2 or 3 long, I think. Let me also make some more turbine glass as well. So let me do that. Apparently I can only make 8. I'm missing hardened glass. Oh great, so need lead. Oops a daisy, lead and obsidian. How much pulverized obsidian have I got? Not a whole hell of a lot, so I'm going to have to kind of pulverize that down. Whoops a daisy. Let me go up to my main floor. Here we go. So let me drop this into the pulverizer, like so. What the hell is that? Aluminium ore, fair enough. Drop that in there. And then what we're going to need to do is set up this with, let's take out the pyrotheum. We're going to need some lead, and then what I'm going to do is just drop in obsidian into there, and then that should make, so let me have a look at obsidian. How much we've got so far? 30, so not really a whole hell of a lot, but should be fine. And then I'm just going to kind of put obsidian in there once I make more of it, and that should make hardened glass for me, which is quite nice. So come back upstairs in a minute, check on how much pulverized obsidian I've made, and then just drop it all in. So where were we? So I want to kind of, there we go, build this up. Oops, a daisy, did not mean to put that there. Let's destroy you. Nice thing about these, like the kind of the turbine and reactor glasses, it is, what's the word I'm looking for? Connected textures, that's what I'm looking for. So let me go back to shiny, make sure I've made, there we go, another 7 of you. And then what we're just going to do is just grab another stack, smelt this up. There we go, wherever the machine is, over here. Drop you in there. Fantastic. No, I wanted to go down, didn't I? There we go. We just build this up. Fantastic. And then, like I said, I'll probably just do one more layer of this for now. 1 or 2 more layers, I think, depending on how efficient it becomes. But let me also see how the boiler's getting along. We're up to steam? Ah, yes, we're up to temperature. We're making steam. Excellent. Once that's up to full temperature, that will be making 720 millibuckets of steam per tick, which is quite nice. So what we also need to do is make some more turbine housings, which apparently we need more graphite for. Whoops-a-daisy. Let's just make a couple of stacks of that. Oops-a-daisy. There we go, that'll do. Make another stack of you. And then what I'm going to do, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to have like 4 layers of shiny blocks, which apparently should work. That's fine. I don't need to get to there, I think. Is that the correct? Yep, that's the right level. That's the right level. So we just need a little bit more glass and obviously 2 more layers of shiny ingots. So how's that getting along? Should be done already. Excellent. So let me grab another stack. Turn you into shiny ingots. There we go. Head back up. I'll probably just like do this real quick now. Make sure I've got enough. So I need 16 altogether. So let me just drop you in there. Make sure I've got at least 1 more stack of you. Wait for that to kind of smelt up. It won't take that long, I think. So we're almost ready to go. We're almost ready to set up this big turbine. There's a couple more things I need to do once I've got these shiny blocks in place. So come on, hurry up and smelt. Let me just go start putting these down already. I'll come back up in a second. So this will be most of the penultimate layer. There we go. So we've almost finished that. We need some more turbine glass, don't we? So let me go back upstairs and make sure that that is underway. So we need the pulverized obsidian. Oops-a-daisy. There it is. So just over 2 stacks, which is why I've got the hopper here for doing like big jobs like this. And we just drop it in there, and it just kind of slowly feeds into the induction smelter and makes us more hardened glass, which is exactly what we want. We just drop that in there, make some more turbine glass. That's probably too. Well, 10 should be fine for now. Obviously, don't want to make too much. We just drop down to here. So we'll see how efficient this is. I don't know if I'm going to need more turbine. I don't know if I'm going to need more shiny blocks or whether or not I'm going to need more rotors, stuff like that. But let me get started on that. So what I'm going to need is some turbine rotor shafts. So I'm going to need quite a few of these. So how many am I going to need? I'm just going to need to count this out. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So oops-a-daisy. That's weird, it didn't connect up. Very bizarre. So we're going to need a few more of these. So how many more am I going to need? 1. So 1, 2, 3 more, I think. Yep, 3 more should be fine. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, I'm running out of cyanite. No! I thought I had enough there. It was going to be enough. but it wasn't quite. So I'm out of cyanite, so I'm going to need to make a little bit more. So let me make sand. Yellorium. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. So we're almost out of Yellorium. I'm going to need to go set up my digital miner soon, I think, to actually start producing some more Yellorium, but it's not the end of the world at the moment. So let me go up here, grab those shiny blocks, like so. Grab all of them. Marvellous. They can smelt up some more pulverised shiny metal, as it's all been pulverised down. Just go resmelt it. I need to put these inside here. So where were we? So I think this is the last part of the last layer. So oopsie-daisy, that's not where I wanted that to go. There we go. Fantastic. Fantastic. Let's get around this other side. So I'm missing 2 at the moment, which isn't too much of a problem. So I need 2 shiny. So oh yeah, we also need the sand. Where's sand? 1, 2, 3. Come on, there we go. 10. Marvellous, in you go. And then we also need, what was it, the shiny ingots. So we just need 2 of these. 1, 2, marvellous. Because bees are producing these shiny blocks as well, but they just obviously nowhere doing it as fast as me just resmelting some. So what we now need to do is, so I'm going to just destroy these for now and kind of work my way backwards. So what I now need to do is start putting turbine. So what I'm actually going to do is destroy this glass here, just so I can get out a little bit easier from this end, I suppose. So let me just do this. As the other side does have like the power port and stuff like that. So let me just kind of put that in place. I'm going to need a little bit more glass apparently, so that's not a problem. Turbine glass. There we go. That should be more than enough, I think, to finish this off. Let me just double check that. So I need 3 there, and I need 2 there. Yep, that's fine. So what I now need to do is I've got my turbine rotor shafts. What I also need is the turbine blades. So let me start making some blades. So turbine rotor blades, which needs cyanite, steel, and so it needs cyanite and steel basically. So this is expensive. So hopefully I've got enough cyanite here, which I don't think I do. So I'm going to make as many as possible of these. There we go. Made 18 so far. So I think that's not going to be nowhere near enough, so we're going to need to make some more cyanite. Oops-a-daisy, that did not mean to go there. Let me pull you up. So what I now need to do is that's not where I wanted that either. These are apparently rotor shafts, so I don't even want that anyway. So let's destroy you. Right, turbine blades. So these need to go around here like so. So they can spin around, which is quite cool. So what I need to do is keep building this outwards. So like oops-a-daisy, like so. Oh God's sake. Horrendous lag, making my building really quite difficult. So as you can see, it's kind of making blades as we go along, which is quite cool. And this is what is going to spin around and produce our redstone flux. So we're getting there. We haven't got anywhere near enough turbine blades at the moment, I think. So oops-a-daisy. So basically, we need to make more cyanite. So 1, 2. How many more do we need? So we need one more turbine. We need one more rotor shaft and 6 more blades, I think. So how are we doing for cyanite? We've got 4 at the moment. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can reset up this real quick. So 1, 2. There we go. So we just need one more shaft and then 1 more blade. Sorry, 2 more blades even, sorry. And then we should, in theory, have enough. So you can see it's kind of working its way back down like that. So we're almost done for this episode. Around about 30 minutes, which isn't too bad. So there's 1 blade. We also need to make a shaft, which apparently we're missing cyanite. So we're just waiting for one of my big reactors to just burn through it real quick. How much we got here? Oh, we've got 1 there. That'll do. So that only makes requirement of 1. So make the turbine rotor shaft. Oh, apparently 1's popped in, so we can make the last blade. Yay! Look at that. Fantastic. So I've got to figure out somehow of getting that. Let me put the blade there, connected up to the shaft. Ah, fantastic. That's how it's going to work. There we go. So we can put you there, hole you up, which should make a completed big reactor, a big turbine even, sorry. So I think that's all done. So double check that it's all a correct. So I think this is all done. So let me grab some fluid ducts. There we go. So this is what we're going to use to chuck the steam into the big turbine. Marvelous. So we obviously need to connect this up. So how much steam has it got so far? It's almost full on steam. As you can see, it's still heating up. So we need to connect you up to you. There we go. And then steam should be going in. So, oopsie-daisy. I think I should be on inlet mode. I don't know why I have an outlet mode. I think you can output water. So as you can, I think that is going to be inputting steam. We're going to have a look at the controller interface, see what this says. So is it full of steam? I can't tell. Engage coils. Activate turbine. Active. Is this working? Make sure I've got the correct setting on the fluid port there. So that's red. Oh, hang on. Maybe this won't be outputting. I don't think that's outputting steam. So can I just set that to output? Is that going to start draining it? Or do I need to actually power it somehow? Maybe I need to actually pull it out. So let me go grab myself a pneumatic servo real quick and actually start pulling out steam. So pneumatic servo. Ah, excellent. I've got one spare. Fantastic. That's what I like to see. Jog around here. Install you. There we go. And then we'll just set this to ignored. So that should now be pulling out steam, which I think it is. Ah, you can see it speeding up. So now we've got to start to balance the settings in here. Once this gets up to speed, which it is, as you can see, it's going up. What we then need to do is play around with things like flow rate. Now, I can't remember what I've done with this one over here. I think I've fiddled with the flow rate to actually make it so that the redstone flux is... So the RPM is around... So you want your RPM, so your revolutions per minute, either 900 or 1800 for maximum efficiency. So let's have a quick look. So that is now spinning nicely. So it's getting up to speed. We're getting quite a bit of redstone flux being produced already. So this is already producing way more than... So this is going to be producing way more than my old big turbine over there, as it's getting up to almost 1,000, and we're nowhere near up to speed yet, which is quite nice. So it's still at 100%. Can I increase the flow rate? I don't think I can. So I don't know if I've got too many blades almost. I might have. That might also be a possibility. So this is still getting up to speed, which is quite nice. It's producing lots of delicious redstone flux. So I don't know if this is going to get to 1800 or not, or whether or not I've got too many blades, something like that, and I need to make more shiny ingots. We shall see. But this is still speeding up. So I've got it working. Excellent, which is what I like to see. So let's see how this is doing for steam. It's putting out a fair amount of steam. So obviously once this is up to temperature, it's going to be producing more steam. So we just got to let this heat up, basically. And then it'll start producing all the steam we want. So just got to give it time. So that's looking pretty good. So it's already producing way more redstone flux than my old one. As I've used these shiny blocks, the best ones you can use is Enderium, but that's expensive and I can't be asked. The shiny ones are about almost the same. And I basically had them to hand. I could kind of craft them really quickly. That's a weird graphical glitch there. Don't know what that was. But this is speeding up nicely. It's producing lots of redstone flux. So pretty cool. So I think I've been fairly successful there. So next episode, we'll continue on starting to... Oh, I can actually see it there. It's kind of like a weird ghosting effect. So yeah, on the next episode, I'll continue working on systems for making the... items needed for my fusion reactor, so I'll be getting on with that. I just wanted to do this episode just because it would be fun. So yeah, that's going to be the end of the episode for now. As always, guys, don't forget to comment and like if you enjoyed the episode. Apart from that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.